know you got one. Come on, just $1. Anyone? Okay, how about you give me $1 and I give you some advice, yeah? No? Okay, how about $1 and I give you a little show?
Yeah.
You can cheer, but you still got to give me the $1. Okay, I give you the advice and the show, and then we talk about that $1 later, yeah? Let me tell you, since I put reality on the back burner, my days have been jam-packed and fun-filled. Like, some days I hang out around Macquarie Street, I wait for some music-loving tourist from the hotel on Circular Quay to come up and ask, hey, do you know how I get to the Opera House? And then I'd run up and yell, practice! Get it? Practice? Anyway, the expression on people's faces was priceless. I could have never done that stuff when I was in my right mind. I would have been worried people think I was crazy. Now all I have to worry about is scaring off the patrons. And, you know, I wasn't always a vagrant. I used to be one of the greatest all-round performers this city has ever seen. I gave the whole world goosebumps. I was like a modern-day Michael Jackson. Oh, but without all the Anyway, I could act, I could sing, I could dance. In my last show, I had this sophisticated combination of the Tap Dogs and Cats the Musical. I called it the Midnight Dog. Surprisingly, it wasn't all that popular. I guess that's why it was my last show. But there was this one crowd though, way up in the back. They weren't really clapping, it was more of a... Sometimes they just stay behind after shows, just... Oh, but then they put me on shock treatments. And ever since I've been having these time-space continuum shifts, I guess you could call it, suddenly it's like my central nervous system had a patio edition out back. I could talk with animals, humans, plants. I even got a link up to extraterrestrial channels. Most of the time, all they said was, Joey, shut up! Sometimes. So now here I am, standing on the corner of don't walk. Look away, trying not to catch my eye, but you didn't look away fast enough, did you? And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking I'm crazy. You think I care? You people look at my shopping bags and call me crazy for collecting this junk. What do we call the ones that buy it? And, you know, it's my belief that we all, at one point or another in our lives, secretly ask ourselves the question, am I crazy? In my case, the answer came back. A great resounding yes! The symptoms are subtle, but unmistakable to the trained eye. For instance, here I am standing on the corner of don't walk, waiting for a bunch of aliens from outer space to arrive. I mean, I'd call that crazy, don't you? If I was sane, I'd be waiting for the light like everybody else. They're late. As usual. You know, you'd think for as much as they knew about time travel, they'd be on time every once in a while. I could kick myself. I told them I'd meet them on the corner of don't walk around lunchtime. Oh, do they even know what lunch is? I forgot to tell them. I forget things a lot. Never underestimate the power of the human mind to forget. Like, just the other day, I'd forgotten where I'd placed my house keys. I was looking everywhere for them, everywhere, I tell you. And then I remembered. I don't have a house! You know, I forget other things too. Like, the meaning of life. Sorry, forget that. It'll come to me though. My space chums tell me they've been learning so much about the human brain since they began to watch my shows. They say, Joey, the human mind is so strange. Oh, but then my shows got cancelled, and then they started looking through my shopping bags. One time, they found this old box of Weet-Bix. I said, a box of cereal. But they said they saw it as a picture of infinity. And then on the front of the box was a picture of a guy holding a box of Weet-Bix. And then on that box was a picture of a guy holding a box of Weet-Bix. And then on that box was a picture of a guy holding a box of Weet-Bix. And then on the... Oh, you get the point. They think so differently. They find things hard to grasp that come so easy to us. For example, I show them this can of Campbell's tomato soup. I say, this is soup. Then I show them Andy Warhol's painting of Campbell's tomato soup. And I say, this is art. This is soup, this is art. This is soup, this is art. Soup, art, soup, art, soup, art, soup, art, soup, art. And I shuffle them behind my back. Now what's this? No! This is the soup and this is the art! Did I tell you what happened when I took them to see a play? So there we were, at the back of the theatre. I was seeing from the eyes of the viewer for once. I remember it so clearly, I think it was a little something like this. Alexander Hamilton. My name is Alexander Hamilton. And then I feel this tugging on my arm. Joey, look. Yeah, goosebumps. You definitely got goosebumps. You really like the show that much? And then they said it wasn't the show that gave them goosebumps. It was the audience. I guess I forgot to tell them to watch the show, and they'd been watching the audience the whole time. Every time. I mean, the thought of a bunch of strangers just sitting there in the dark, laughing and crying about the same things, man, that just really knocked them out. They said, Joey, the play was soup and the audience was art. You know, I like to think of them out there, watching us from above. Maybe one day we'll do something and they'll laugh. Maybe one day we'll do something and they'll cry. Maybe one day we'll do something so spectacular, the whole universe will have to get goosebumps. Oh, and now, about that $1.